Good times, everybody, and welcome back to ZSR. This is another Crosskeys match. We are in round 8 of the Switch round, which means we're getting to the bracket sixth. This is a 6-1 race, which means that the loser of this one's going to be in that great playoff race that we're all looking forward to. So I got Gamma, I got Koi, they're the runners, I got Liberal, and I got Blank, who are going to do the calming. I'm going to go push buttons with 8-Bit and let them talk.
Thanks so much, Tom. We are very excited into week 8 here. This is the last week of our Swiss rounds. Are you excited today, Blank?
I am pumped. I love this concept of a race where one person is guaranteed in and the other one's going to have to fight in the Thunderdome. It's exciting because you know that both of these racers are thinking they don't deserve to be here, but as people who watch them all the time, absolutely both of them are top-notch runners.
Yes, this tournament is massive. Every year it's massive. It's so chock full of amazing talent, amazing runners. It is always a bloodbath getting through this tournament. Everybody who plays in this tournament seems to have a very positive experience going through it. Whether you make brackets or not, brackets is such a small sample size of the number of total runners that partake in this. Not making brackets or not even making the play-in race is never a sign of, oh, you're not a good runner. It's such a highly contested tournament, and it's so fun from start to finish. Every runner is great to watch.
100%. And what exactly, Liberal, are we watching?
So we are watching A Link to the Past randomizer in the format of Crossworld Key Sanity. So instead of a typical randomizer where key items are mixed up throughout item locations, chests throughout the entire world, it's also a key sanity, which means every dungeon key is mixed up throughout that same pool of every possible chest throughout the entire world. And it is cross-world, which means all overworld entrances are also swapped. So it is a logic puzzle in the most logic puzzly of ways.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things I love most about this is it's so different every time, but it's almost like a Sudoku for me whenever I look at the logic of it, because it's like, oh, there's a hook shot over here, so therefore you have to have this, this, and this before you get to the hook shot.
Exactly. Like, following the logic is not a hard and set rule, but being aware of the logic, starting off in Link's house, we have a lamp. Yep. And just a green rupee over in the sink start today.
I believe that's a vanilla lamp. I know you get it early in the game, but it's been so long since I've seen vanilla.
Yeah, when it comes to anything that's vanilla, it's very hard for me to identify it.
Absolutely.
I watched one vanilla like NMG race a couple of weeks ago, and I could not follow along. It was very confusing to me.
So we did have the potion shop over in Castle, and you know that's going to be a great, easy to find thing when you turn in our mushroom if you ever can find it. We have Koi over here doing a hula hand start.
And we're going to do a little bit of bomb farming from those 50-50 bushes, which are definitely not 50-50 pulls over on Gammachuu side.
That, I believe, is Useless Fairy in the Useless Fairy drop. Is this even randomized?
Is this even rando? Exactly. I mean, we did see that Sank came out at Uncle, so that's at least one part. And there's Ganon's Tower.
Really, Ganon Tower.
Nothing we can really do in here except for these 2 checks here, and if we want to peep what is on the... Oh my goodness, that's the mirror. But as I was saying, if they want to peep what's on the torch, they can, but Gamma is just dipping right on out, which I don't blame him for.
This early along, you know, the next building could have boots. You don't know at this point. Mimic Cave with no hammer. Okay, at least we're being consistent. Koi's now running the same startup that Gamma went through.
And Gamma just saw, I believe it was a medallion. I didn't see which one it was. Oh wait, no, it was a burrito.
No, map. Yeah,
it was a map. Sorry, I saw yellow for a second, and I thought it was a medallion. Okay, well, map that's going to be left there forever.
More than likely, you know, if Koi doesn't pre-scan the race game, he might grab it. Maps are still somewhat functional in this mode, as they do tell you what is a crystal and what is a pendant. But it'll also give you the little C or P in the upper left-hand corner whenever you enter the dungeons.
Yeah, that saves a lot of time when it comes to doing any sort of map check. We don't see a lot of them in this mode anymore. That's Ice Palace there in the Chicken Hut in Kakariko. And yeah, it does save you time doing map checks, because where that CRP automatically generates if you're holding the map, it allows, especially for the trackers, it's very helpful to be able to identify it if the runner isn't marking their own.
So for the 2 empty bushes that Gamma got, Koi got both of those bushes full of bombs. So it was 50-50 if you think about it like that.
And a nice rock cave over on Koi's side, going to provide us with just 20.
So which of those buildings had the mirror? Or at Ganon's tower, I mean.
GT was... Oh my goodness, has he hasn't walked... Oh, he did walk into GT on Koi's side, but he did not grab his mirror.
Ooh, dodging a Sphere Zero is a dangerous gamble.
And pulling that sewer's key on both player sides almost at the same time.
That's going to save them from potentially key scumming key stealing that castle, Hyrule Castle key. I have words and I can use them.
Now, I do want to mention that even though Koi has skipped that Sphere Zero mirror at this moment, it's not too bad, because at this point there's no Dark World wandering. It's not saving any time at this point, so he's not being punished for it. It just depends on when he's actually going to go back and get those 2 checks. Is he going to wait until he has better access to more of GT before he deems it worth it to go in there? If so, it might take quite some time before he gets that mirror in hand.
Absolutely. So we do have well over at the Magic Bat Drop. So we still haven't found where the pig drop is yet. Oh, Piggy was in the well. I'm being told by somebody who looked left while I was looking right. Curses.
Exactly. And there's the back Skull Woods over on Gammachoo's side. He is going to run through and grab that 1 item.
And this is where that mirror will definitely take a lot of play and time saving. Is every time that they've gone through any part of a dungeon, mirroring out will save you however many hearts worth of life you have.
Yes, death warping is not a fast process. It is early game when you only have 3 hearts, green mail, but it is still a time sink.
And the bottle vendor is selling $10 arrows. You get 10 of them at a time, so...
You know, it's a bundle. It's a bundle, you know. But without a bow, it's not useful to our runners.
Very true. It's a lot like buying monitors when you don't own a computer.
Exactly. Seeing 50 rupees on that drop down, I'm not sure if Gammachuu will actually go for it. Oh, he is. He's taking that lumber. He's taking that
That vanilla
these
Thieves
drop down. Yep.
Well, with having only one bomb, it would be better to have that money and happen upon a bomb vendor than to be 50 short. And or just pull the tree, get some bombs. You know,
yep.
that would work too. Who knows what I was thinking?
Never punished. So true. And
the
okay.
bush crabs are also bombs.
This is fantastic. Okay. Just go into the bomb woods, and that is Palace of Darkness over on Gammachuu's side.
You know, the woods were pretty dark, so I could see why we might put Palace of Darkness there. And gives him the most invaluable shield ever.
Hey, all other shields must stem from this one. So if you want any value from a shield, you have to get the shit shield first.
You gotta walk before you can run, right?
I mean, unless it's casual boots.
So now, well, that's very fair. That's very, very fair. So we do have Magic Bat as the Lumberjack dropdown. It could be better, for sure, but it could also be significantly worse.
Now, Gammachuu got to show us the lovely benefit of having that mirror coming into the bottom of Paradox Cave, getting to mirror clip that block and get into the cave.
Absolutely. And that gives him a 7-item check, which of course is going to be that next level of shield.
And Bugnet. Praise Bugnet.
Wow, 7 items and a whole lot of shield.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, I can still see Koi falling just a few beats behind with every death.
Yes, and coming into on Koi's side, when he does get to see that that Paradox Cave entrance, he won't have the mirror to benefit him.
Mm-hmm.
Getting
right
into here.
He's gonna end up saving and quitting.
I mean, it's not a valuable item cave for him, but he doesn't know that, and it's going to suck when he gets that mirror and thinks it's going to be worth his time to go back.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. We are going to see the cave to the right of the dam. I know that has a different name. It's not Height Cave, but it's Light Height Cave.
Yeah, it's like World Height Cave.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at a couple of more new areas for us. Koi has found Bunny Cave, Super Bunny Cave. And we have Uncle over at Sanctuary. And we find a solid investment towards some Zora money. And a compass. So I said that maps were kind of a big deal, but compasses, not so much.
No.
Koi almost took out without grabbing that key. Okay, so this is a GT small. Will this be enough to push him into that area?
Yeah, he is ending his route here, so he might go back. Now, he's doing a Sank start, so is he just going to take the Sank drop?
Well, that is where Gamma's going.
Yeah, following suit on Koi's side as well. giving.
Small key to the woods, big key to swamp. I would say 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a, you know, mobility item or anything like that. Not a sword. A weapon would be lovely, other than bombs.
Yes, a weapon that doesn't hurt me would be great. Or at least hurt the runner, I should say. I'm trying to identify. I feel as though I am a Link-inspired Pikachu or a maiden locked in a thieves' town. Sometimes.
Yes. No. That's a feeling that we can all kind of share. We're both getting our first bottle there from Gamma and Koi.
So I feel like that all of the checks that we're underneath saying are all of those kind of items we hope to have before we get to those places. Like Swamp Key isn't that great, but it's definitely better now than it is after clearing Swamp. And Bottle is the same thing, where it's not that great of an item right now, but it's a really, really great item. Or it's way better to have it now than after we've seen Sink hit. And him be in some ridiculously hard spot to get to.
Yeah. Yes, we did see... Oh, wait, no. The front of Hyrule Castle... yeah.
Is the potion shop.
Yes, right. And we have found one of the entrances of Hyrule Castle, as it said, the left entrance that neither runner has gone into yet.
Very accurate. But you know, it's one of those, they keep that connector in their back pocket, and when they're like, man, I'm really not sure what to do, they can run over there and grab it. They're making this race a little easier to commentate on, as they are both going through the same area.
Yeah, it's nice. I do like when you get a bit of sync up, especially in the early game, because sometimes it can be item heavy. So for a tracker, when both runners are getting the exact same thing, you could reference check for yourself.
Hey, that's a weapon.
There we go. We got our first sword for both of our runners.
A solid letter opener to just get that mail or binds or curtains cut open.
Oh, now they are like perfectly in sync. The slight route deviation has closed the gap of their frames.
And Flute 5 has a shop. Hey, remember that $50 we picked up? I mean,
there
granted,
we go.
We absolutely picked up way more money since then, but
definitely not hurting to spend the money on bombs. That's good.
all right. So now we're getting back into a little bit more divergence here, where it looks like Koi's going to go do some water checking. As he headed back to Potion Shop.
Yeah, back over this way.
And we're back to South Cac for Gamma.
Oh, he has gone into the...
Oh, he did the long way around. Now he's going to get those 7 checks that are very much checks that you can try for.
Yeah, those sure are 7 checks.
You'll get that second shield, yes.
Okay, and now we are going into the back of Hyrule Castle over on Gamma's side, and I suspect we will be seeing some connector checks from this afterwards.
I will say that with a sword, this Paradox Molder Cave is amazing.
Yes, it is. It's far less frustrating to be able to swing a sword at the little guys. Yeah, Gamma is rolling in that Zora money right now.
Well, and he's already paid off Bottle Vendor. So the only, I believe one of them did the chess game, didn't they? Or was I just imagining that?
I do not recall seeing it, but it could have happened.
Very much so. And you know, if it did, to me, it's one of those that it was something non-significant, so it just popped off my radar. However, with what all we still have to pay for this much money, we're pretty much almost set for the game. I mean, we only have to pay for Kiki and potentially the chess game, and of course, like $10 here for Smiths if that comes up.
Yes.
We do get bombos, and we now have a sword and bombos.
Oh, that is. Oh. A sword and bombos, and one of the entrances that we have already found.
Which, at 4 hearts and green mail, sounds like a brilliant place to be. Hey, we found Left Side Desert.
Yep. So one of those connectors there in Hyrule Castle has brought us to the mountain, which is nice. Still haven't come out anywhere Dark World yet, but Gamma is equipped for when Dark World does appear for us, so that we can do mirror checks. Koi, on the other hand,
going to, he said his way towards, isn't this towards South Cac?
It is, and we can hope for a GT dip. That is Blind's Hut over on Gamma's side. Or
let's hope 5 is better than 7. These 5 checks, come on, we mapped to Eastern. That's pretty cool, but let's ask for something big. Let's ask for hook shot. 10 arrows, almost the equivalent.
okay, there you go, Koi picking up his mirror finally. Again, not a huge time loss with that difference, just the death warping portions, which hasn't been significant to this point.
And he lost a little time because he did Paradox the harder way.
Yes.
So, again, still not a significant difference in time. Now we're going to see if Koi's going to take that same mountain entrance after he does escape. It's awesome that he got that mirror before he did escape as well, because that's a significantly longer check without the mirror. Well, I mean, I guess not. It's still just 1 death warp now that I think about it.
And the old man providing us with a small key to TR today. And opening up for us a new save and quick point.
Which we have yet to see. And dodging those rolling cabbages, Gamma gets back up the mountain.
Yeah, awfully dangerous with 4 hearts and green mail, so gotta be cautious. And
hey,
another
this is
connector. Just popping it open for now, but going to continue on the route on the mountain.
With no flute, no confirmed starting point up here, I completely understand Gamma's reasoning behind this.
And that fairy just gave us flippers, so that's nice.
She sure that fairy did indeed. You can't be on the mountain without flippers, like, realistically. I would never climb a mountain without flippers. Granted, I would probably never climb a mountain with flippers either.
Koi's now taking that connector
Interesting.
up to the mountain.
So, brings us out of Big Bomb Fairy.
Ooh, blue mail. That is very nice this early in the game with so few hearts.
Excellent thing to find after you found the mirror. Although it completely distorted that Pokeball.
And now, oh, good, nice mirror spot there for Gammachuu, knowing exactly where to line that up so that you
That
can
was
still end up on the
quality
top.
precision. That was quality precision. Koi popped through the mountain as well. He's gonna go do these 5 spectacular checks up here on blind.
Did you just see that glove?
I did see that glove. Interesting. You know, I don't see many people catch fairies in Crosskeys.
But hey, when you got a bottle and you got a bug net, do it.
And you've got 4 hearts, it makes a lot of sense.
And you have a mirror, so you're not going to waste them trying to death warp.
Very, very true.
And your gamma. Very true.
Now, heading back into Kakariko, where are we headed, Gamma?
Are you going to do the entrance? Are you doing it? No. Okay.
Oh, he's taking another one of the castle connectors. That's a very good idea.
Yeah, we're going to the far right side now. See where that pops us out.
The far side, not just being a comic in your local paper, but also being the door that we're checking. And it brings us to Dark Link's house.
Okay, okay. Not taking it for now, but good knowledge to have. Back out the mountain for Gamma.
Well, there's still plenty of spaces that have connectors that we haven't tried. Like, we still have the Brothers connector, we still have that left side desert. So there's plenty of options still available that the Moon Pearl could be before potentially looking at, Brothers is what took us to Pyramid. That's very true.
Yes.
But there's still that desert which could pop us out somewhere where there's potentially a Moon Pearl. Or I could just have the Moon Pearl there.
Yeah, could pop you out on the top of the was it Bumper
That
Cave?
was
Top
close,
Bumper Cave.
Gamma. There was a pink puffball ready to tell his life story. Got mighty close to Gamma on that one. I will say the pink puffball is about the only thing I know that likes to talk more than me.
Yes, yeah. It's very, very chatty, and you know, sometimes you might need that break to ponder what your next step is. But I think these runners are well equipped to not need the lag time on that.
If you need a coffee break, there's always Hera Basement or Tile Room.
Yep. Oh, and we're going to be
Troy
checking
giving
out.
us that first glimpse of desert. Sorry.
Oh yes, no, I was about to say the exact same thing. That first glimpse of desert and probably checking those connectors while Gammachuu is following on in as well.
So the torch in here is nothing to brag home about. However, that big chest or that little chest right here is also the same thing. So while the desert might not be heavy through with items, perhaps it's going to be heavy in connectors. Coming out the front center, it's...
Oh, that's a nice connector to find. Not going to have to be hunting for that Turtle Rock Bridge.
Yes. Okay. Alright, so that was Old Man Rescue, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, yeah.
So it's interesting that they went backwards through the Old Man Rescue. It's kind of an interesting concept to me that could that have been bunny walked?
both of these runners stealing the key from the back of desert. Now, this is probably just a convenience situation for them, because if they are going to, if they have to come back here anyway to defeat the dungeon, for example, they would have to go through Desert Palace. So I guess it's just if you find out that Desert Palace is a pendant, they might just opt to burn the key. Or if they find out that it's a crystal, and that means that they're guaranteed to find the other small key somewhere else, then they might burn it even earlier.
We do have Hera on Koi's side. And speaking of Koi, with him not having the fairy, it would be an easier choice for him to key scum that desert key in case, like, he gives it a couple of checks, says, "Oh, hey, these items aren't worth it," ditches it, and reloads the save. But with that fairy, it's a little harder to do on Gamma's side.
Yeah.
Not awesome, just a little harder.
Yes. Now, let's see if we get a bit of divergence here. Old man
Also,
entrance
this is
over
our-
on Gamma's side.
Wow, that is not. Oh, that is. A
It
great
is
way
good.
to get the well. Ooh.
Yes, that is fantastic to get the well.
Oh, that's delicious.
Small key to Agate Tower is the first item in the well today.
Koi wants that magic, but it's just out of reach.
Oh, Moon Pearl in the well. Moon Pearl in the well. All right.
Wow. Think of that. Think of that logically. Oh
That
my
is-
goodness. You are logically meant to come out of the old man save and quit and mirror, because there's no other way you would be able to get there unless we were missing the hammer from somewhere.
But even if we're missing the hammer, you can't use the hammer without the pearl.
Right, but you could use the hammer in the light world to get to that well drop.
Oh, yes. You're right. Silly me. Yeah, okay, so...
Oh, but
that's still so gross.
That is, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I think that is delicious. I think this tastes like sweet, sweet victory for me as a spectator.
Oh, definitely. This is, yeah, this is a good divergence we're seeing now, and again, it's going to be a bit of a bit of a time situation for Koi to see how soon he's actually going to get that Moon Pearl in hand.
Well, yes and no, because he's still doing light world checks that potentially were needed regardless.
Yes.
Like Zora, yeah, you could do catfish mirror and then so on and so forth. Yeah, no, it's a time loss no matter how you add it up. Good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, it's a time loss. I mean, there's bound to be some bunny walking if he doesn't get it right away. If he doesn't end a route soon and check out that old man save and quit, he's going to be burned by it a bit.
We did find a book and a big key over on Gamma's side.
Yes, big key to Hera.
Hera, yes.
Very
Obviously,
nice
I could
find.
look at the tracker instead of trying to remember it off the top of my head.
Oh, that's what I did. I looked at the tracker. I'm like, I did not read those words. I saw them. They were in front of me. I did register that there were letters in front of me when he picked up that big key, but my brain did not read at all. I can't read, so that's probably why. And getting all of these nice checks here. Oh, that's Agate Tower, and we do have a small key, which does let us, especially. Oh, and we have
a lamp.
Yes, lamp was, again, for anybody who's late coming in, the lamp was vanilla. Today, it was in the chest inside Link's house. So that's very nice to have.
Solid door prize of 1 rupee. Here, Koi is getting his book in Big Key to Hera. A deeper door prize of 20 rupees. You know what that means? That means if they did complete Agate Tower, Magic Bat would have 50 rupees. I believe that's how that incremental works.
Oh, yes. It is a progressive, check, that one. And we have found Eastern Palace over on Gamma's side, and with the map in hand, we can see that it is a crystal.
I am super glad to see him just dive right in.
You always buy the dip. When it comes to Eastern, I am very much a strong believer in buying the dip of Eastern.
Well, you know, the last, 3 races I've commentated on, there's been progression in Eastern, and nobody has been wanting to do it. And, everybody waits until they have the bow, or the thing, or the other thing.
Yeah, it's, I've seen it hurt enough people that I cannot support the no dippers.
100%. So we did find out that map on the race game was Skull Woods.
Okay, so we do get that map. That's nice. And it will give us a bit of information eventually.
Eventually.
Unfortunately, Koi is still bunny walking in this game. He is taking some routing choices. Now we do get a green pendant knowledge here with Turtle Rock being our green pendant today.
And Gamma finding the small key to Swamp inside Eastern.
Ooh.
And us having flippers, and now the small key to Swamp, there's a lot of Swamp Palace that's available.
Yes, once we find Swamp Palace and once we find the dam.
Very true.
But having those items, if that is required logically to get in this order, then it can be an issue for anybody who chooses not to dip Eastern.
Just saying, you know, dipping Eastern still seems to be pretty good. You know, it's a small key Eastern. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at a small key to Hera. We're looking at a small key to Swamp. I'm half surprised we didn't find a small key to Pod, mainly because there's like a half a dozen of them.
Oh, and there is our dam over on Koi's side. It is an entrance that can be super bunnied. Yes, it's not a fun one to do, but it is one that can be done. And Koi is throwing his head back in frustration because this is very specific, and he got it just on the third try.
And, you know, in Koi's mind, this might not be in logic yet. However, we know that it absolutely is.
We're getting a little dig game check over on Gamma's side. Let's see how many digs it takes. 4. Whoa, that is, I think, that's probably the fastest dig game I have personally seen.
It's definitely in the top 4 for me. But you know, with that compass, which hey, it's a compass. That's wonderful. I think we could sell it for scrap and be all right. Getting
And just-
another $20.
Yep, it's a rich seed for Gamma today.
Hey, we popped out of the mountain, or the old man save and quit for Koi.
And we're going to be
he
getting
knows
that.
exactly what to do.
Yep. Getting that TR green pendant knowledge over on Gamma's side. Small key to pod. And that map to thieves. While Koi is now dipping in to the well and will be grabbing that oh so precious moon pearl in just a second.
That's got to be somewhat frustrating, knowing like having just done the dam and knowing that the coin or the pearl is right there. But it's got to be a relief to just know you have it at this point.
Yes, I can only speculate that Koi might feel a bit of a bite from this now being the second key item that Koi has left that could have been checked much earlier for him, where the mirror he had left in those first two checks of GT and now that Moon Pearl where he was late getting to both of those. It hasn't amounted to too much of a time loss at this point, but it definitely is something that I'd say he recognizes.
Koi did answer chat. Koi did pay up and got a rebate of I think it was either 50 or 20. Oh, actually, more chat is saying it. Never mind. I'll let chat answer chat because apparently they have a good firm grip on things. It's actually Late Bit who's answering, so that let's good shout out to our tracker Late Bit there. So we found Hookshot Cave, which is another spectacular connector. And leads us to Dark Shopping Mall.
That is quite a hole-in-the-wall tavern.
I wish I had a set of drums so I could do the That was terrific. So he now has that same GT small key that Koi has. And realizes how he was supposed to get to that Paradox Cave.
Yes. And now, Koi taking the dip, which is the right move as far as we can tell right now with the small key to Swamp Palace hidden back in here, and the small key to Tower of Hera, which will put Tower of Hera completely into logic now for our runners, so we'll see if somebody's going to grab that. There's a small key here on the island that Gamma's picking up, which will give us the small key to Ice.
Cool, cool.
We have seen a glove so far. We just haven't found the connector that brings us to it yet.
And I have been seeing, like, people are heading connector heavy at this point. We have, other than that glove, we have pretty much anything we would need to be able to reopen a connector return. The ones that aren't really reopenable, I think we've seen, except for Dark Boots rocks, or Bump rocks.
Yeah, we do need some Bonk Rocks entrances. That's not accessible to us yet, and glove entrances.
Poor Gamma out here with no shield anymore.
He had to. He had to. Gamma getting his 20 off of the camper under the bridge.
That's a very valid question, Zaldor. I do not know the answer to that. So if we find a third shield out there in the world, because he's picked up the other two, would it turn into a mirror shield?
And thank you, Lapit, our tracker, for answering that question. Is that yes, the game does track the fact that you did have the 2 previous progression shields. It would not reset your progression if you pick up the 3rd.
Outstanding. And Koi, not messing around with his sword and these armored folk, he's going to go ahead and use combos. Meanwhile, Gamma is over here at Laser Bridge.
This is our first Turtle Rock entrance out of the 3 that we could have found. And... oh, wait, no. Yeah, 3. 4. 4 entrances. And... Laser Bridge is a good one to have. It's a quick 4 checks, some dodging required.
Well, dodging not required. So any of the things that he has picked up there, which I believe the only thing of significance was the small key, correct?
Yes.
None of those are going to be in logic until we find that 3rd shield, or we find some other invincibility item, such as K4, Cane of Burna.
And while we're rolling in dough, we might as well pay off Kiki to give us that entrance to Pod to see where that leads us today.
You know, I was talking about entrances we couldn't get back in through, and this was actually one I wasn't thinking about. I never think about Pod as an entrance that you don't necessarily get to be able to come back through.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Ooh, Thieves Town is another nice 4-item check for Koi. And we get the knowledge that Thieves Town is a crystal on Koi's side, because Koi did get to pick up that Thieves Town map.
You know, I went to go look at that C right as Koi opened the chest, and I didn't see what that last bit was. But that's all right. I didn't hear anybody screaming, hooting, and hollering, so I think it was probably heart piece or rupees or something.
And a compass to GT. Yes, there's a lot of checks in GT, but our runners typically do not need help to count them down.
So are we going to utilize that stolen key on Gamma's side?
Nope. Dodging the door for now.
He's just here for the entrance. Nothing more, nothing less.
There's our shovel in Skullwoods over on Koi's side.
And that archery game over on Gamma.
Big key to Turtle Rock.
Alright, I'm guessing this next check is probably going to be a small key to Skullwoods. Hey, alright.
I mean...
my psychic hotline will be open.
For the low price of 20 rupees per minute.
But I do have a discount. Right now it could be free 99. Free 99.
And as long as the question is, what's in that specific chest in Skullwoods, you will get that answer.
There you have it. We also provide answers to very many more complicated questions. What is the back entrance to the bar this time? Where is Link's house gonna lead? Hey, a new connector found at King's Tomb. Leads to right side desert. Ooh. You know it's gotta go somewhere, right? All locations are 100% accessible.
Even the ones that we all hate.
So at this point, where is our progression at?
Hera. Hera. I vote Hera. Oh, we are getting a map check of... My goodness. Okay, so we have Pod, Swamp, Skull, and Thieves, all crystals. Easterns are crystal, and TR. We are now at 50-50 for the remaining dungeons of whether they are going to be crystals or pendants.
By golly.
Small key to Pod. Oh, there is Cane of Samaria and the Mirror Shield.
And the Mirror Shield. You know, for a 5-item cave, normally I'd say that's pretty good. You know, that's like an 8 out of 10. For the 5-item caves we've had, this is a 10 out of 10.
He did not talk to the NPC. Uh-oh. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out, because I didn't even realize it. I saw him skip... Oh, what was that?
It was $20.
Okay, whew. Alright, he won't get punished for it. I saw him walk past the NPC, and my brain assumed that he had already spoken to the NPC when I watched him walk across him.
Ooh.
We need to see runners punished more.
Oh no, it is heartbreaking when it does, because one of the first I want to say it was the second race I did, the racer, it was actually a Koi stream. Koi was in this race. They missed out on Sick Kid entrance. The Sick Kid's house was like the dam. And it got checked off, and it was heartbreaking.
I actually remember that race. Yes, it was a skipped Sick Kid that that can cost. Yeah, there have been a few races that I have seen where a miss like that has cost a runner the race.
You know, a miss like forgetting desert when you have the book, or remembering desert when you have the book, could get you an entrance like this particular cave. Is this Ascent? It's so hard for me to know what caves look like now because I'm so used to never having the lamp. So like all the caves just kind of like are mysteries at this point.
Ascent, descent, you know, it depends which way you enter. It's the same cave.
That's a valid, yeah.
A cave by any other name.
It's just as dark.
Exactly.
Ooh, Koi taking a few hits here and there. I think he'll be able to make it over. We've seen this from Gamma's side, I believe, where they'd come out this way. And yes, it was Hookshot Cave.
Going to grab a fairy. That's
That's
a
a smart choice right there.
and we are back into pod with 3 keys over on Gamma side. And we're doing the bold check. We are doing the big key chest, which I mean, fair enough to make this check because we know it's a crystal, giving us a small key 2 GT. But knowing that pod is a crystal, logically, you will find every single small key.
Absolutely, absolutely. Granted, you could get this done with less small keys, but you know that the keys, the logic thinks, hey, what is the dumbest way this person can use keys? And just assumes everybody is going to use keys that way.
Exactly. That's why you get some large jumps in key requirements to be able to get to multiple checks, because it assumes you will use your keys in every possible point before getting to that check.
And we're going to pull a mimic clip on Gammachoo's side. For those who don't know, if you don't have a bow, this is a technique that you can use to tell the game, of course I must have a bow, I defeated that guy. Now, anything he finds past this point will not be in logic, because the game assumes you have to have a bow at this point.
Yes. This is another good example of, now we're getting, oh, that's the big key to Eastern, but again, we do not have the bow. However, it does open the big key, the big chest in Eastern, which could hold the bow.
It could hold a bow, but it would not hold, because of bows being progressive, it could give us a bow, but that would normally be our second bow.
True.
Now that Cave of Burna does allow us access to all those stuff on Laser Bridge.
Yep, it allows us access to everything on Laser Bridge, as well as the top of Hyrule Castle, which we have seen, we can access, so we could go there and do...
Does that work with Cave of Burna?
Oh wait, no. No, actually...
I know it works with Cave, because it makes you invisible.
It does not work with Burnout. Oops, my apologies.
That's
my
alright,
brain.
I was wrong once. I think
we each get one. That is our one. We
Oh,
are no
that's
longer
a
allowed
terrible-
to be wrong.
That's a terrible idea, because I'm going to be wrong more than 3 times just from this point to the next hour. I'm going to look over and be like, oh, obviously they're headed to Crystal Roller Room, and sure enough, they're not.
No. Let us see. 20 rupees.
Ooh, Koi, still hurting pretty harsh.
And he is
That's a
trapped
hammer.
for a second. There we go. Oh! Hammer over on Gamma side. That is a very nice find.
That's a 6-key hammer, because that's a Dark Maze, right? Yeah, so we would need 6 keys. Wow.
And the half magic was in there as well, which is just a very nice ease, oh my goodness, what is my brain trying to say?
Quality of life improvement?
Quality of life item, yes, thank you
There we
very
go.
much. Thank
For
you,
some reason, my
everybody.
brain kept telling me comfort food, and I'm like, that's not a food, but also nowhere near the right term.
It comes in a bottle.
That's
Probably
you know
a
what?
soup. It's probably a soup.
Oh, I was thinking
Soup is
something
food.
completely different. But yes, also soup could come in a bottle. Or a thermos. Is it a bottle or is it a decanter? Because if it comes in a decanter, then not only could it be soup, it could be fancy as well.
Fancy soup. Ooh.
And this hammer's going straight to Mimic Cave. That's more likely to see in something like that because of 6-key logic, and that hammer being so far deeply buried. Unless we come across a 5-item cave that just dumps out nothing but pod keys.
Oh, and with that hammer and the cane, we are going left side of GT. 300 on the lamp, on the torch in Ganon's tower. Not something that they're probably going to grab.
It kind of lets us know that we're going to most likely see that fella named Bob sometime soon throughout here. So if we find progression in something like this, which is out of logic, that means there's a significant chance. Well, there we go. Nothing of importance. But if we do find something that gives progression, we know that somewhere else, and I'm beginning to think you're right, that it's probably going to be Hera. Where our progression lies.
Yeah, I think our logical progression is going to be within Hera at this point. I mean, they could dip into ice.
It's true. We still have a sword and bombos. Nobody lost their sword. Nobody lost their bombos. So that is still a potential out there.
Doing some fun dancing around the tiles in tile room over on Gamma side.
Salty, it would be absolutely impossible to finish ice like this as we have no glove. And Cold Stare and Moth like to boast about being drop-down bad guys.
Oh, we're getting dig spot check over on Gamma's side. Just $50.
Okay. I think we're about to get that same shovel check here.
Yes, actually.
I don't think it's hiding, Salty. I think it's my co-commentator, Blibral, is right. I think it is Hera and I think that's where Gamma's headed right now. Nope. That was not where Hera was. I thought it was Hera.
No, that's a dam. So we get a nice dam pull here. So this being Dark World, it's one that Koi did much earlier, but Koi did it without the Moon Pearl, and
So it has to be Light World then.
Yes.
Because Hera is one of those few dungeons that you cannot do the trick where you die and come back as a normal person. Mainly because of how Hera is established, where you have to open up the crystal switch, and therefore you have to be able to use at least a bomb.
Paradox bottom. Thank you, or mid. Thank you, Lapit. Is what of the paradox entrances?
Is
going back through.
Yeah. So this is descent now at this point, right? And that's a rough entrance to come out. A permanently sealed one. Ooh. I mean, I knew this because we'd seen Koi go into it. But it still doesn't sting any less when you come out and you're like, I don't have a flute, I just have a saving quid to save me from this.
Getting all of
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Gam is just getting these checks out of the way. Gonna go get scammed by a fish.
I was thinking that Koi was headed up the mountain to go to that right side Death Mountain. Koi's face was priceless. He's like, oh.
Yeah. That was a big moment over on Koi's side. Here on our back end, we get to see the full streamer overlay of each of our runners, and Koi, for us, blesses us with a face cam, so we get to see his reaction getting locked out of the Pyramid Big Bomb spot.
Well, and you know, seeing as we're about an hour in at this point, I would like to say, if you would like to see the back end of what this all looks like, you can hop into the Discord for ZeldaSpeedRuns, and you can get yourself as a volunteer for this wonderful community. And then also what that could lead you to is getting shout-outs at the hour mark to people like, I don't know, LateBit, our wonderful tracker, or Tomalak, who is double volunteering as not only our tracker, but a re-streamer as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how that works. But you can also be called to commentate with someone like Bliveral, like I get the honor to today.
Or commentate with the lovely voice built for radio, Blank Fortune.
And it's not just the voice, I've also got the face for radio. Coming out of the Light World Bonk Rocks, or the Sanctuary Bonk Rocks, I didn't see where we came from on Koi's side.
Yeah, that glove is very elusive, and both of our runners know where it is, but we do not have access to be able to get to it.
Oh, goodness, that I was about to criticize him for checking that with no Master Sword, but Gamma sees that on that tablet there is a bow.
Ooh.
So, bow locked behind sword. Everybody knows that the only place you can guarantee to find a sword is in Ice Palace, where you find sword and fire. Oh. So now
and our right crystals are Hera and Desert today, which leaves us with our last two pendants that we know of. Neither of our runners know yet, but our last two pendants are going to be Ice and Mire today.
So this is a reverse seed. So the last 3 dungeons are pendants, whereas the first 7 dungeons are crystals. Got it. Check. That makes sense.
Gamma just pulled a small to pod, an ice rod, and what was that? That was
that is Johnny Two Bombs.
Thieves? Was it Big Key Thieves or yeah? Yes.
You know, obviously, now that we know that guaranteed TR is a pendant, which we knew it was the green pendant, of course we're gonna find the ice rod.
Oh, of course. Taunt our runners. Lure them. Lure them. We need false promises made and kept.
Well, it now begs the question. If we have an ice rod this early, is TR going to be required? We have a mystery item coming from Sahasura, but also we could have something important on the pedestal. So if we get a ped check, do we find out a little more? really hoping for that Hera basement plug, but not so much. And we gotta climb Hera like the original way. I mean, who doesn't Hera pot nowadays? Besides people without a hook shot.
I just did a quick check. Hera Basement is not in chat today, but we do have Swamp Palace, who I just want to give a huge shout out to because I love Swamp Palace, and Swamp Palace is bae.
Really?
Yes.
I've never heard of a swamp and a bay being in the same place. Is that like an Everglade? Not really sure how that works.
I'm sure I've seen it happen in Minecraft World Generation before.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
I've heard about that. You just add the words in Minecraft to the end of something and makes it okay.
Yes.
But Moldorm being defeated, we don't have to add Minecraft to the end of that. This is going to give us our first crystal and a small key to Ice Palace here at 108.30. And not only is that a crystal, that is a 5/6 crystal. So we could go, we're halfway to getting that big bomb, which doesn't do us any good at all because we've already come out of that entrance on both sides. And Koi about to get the news as to where the bow is being stashed.
Oh yeah. Well, that is a great check for both runners, just having that knowledge, because even though there might be a second bow accessible throughout this run, that is one you know where to get it. As soon as you have that second sword, run, grab it, and worst case scenario, you end up with silvers by the end.
Gamma reading my mind right now. Because all I can think is Ice Palace is going to have either a fire source or a sword. And more like, let's face it, there's only one real fire source left. And Koi finding Johnny 2 bombs. Interestingly enough, Koi finds the exact same set of items in the exact same places. Crazy.
Shocking. And Koi officially has full dungeon knowledge now. Gamma still has yet to do a map check and get that final bit of information. Although it doesn't look like they actually have... Oh, in ice. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's gross. Especially where it is a pendant dungeon as well. If we get what we need in here, that is desert small.
Key to desert? Oof. This thing is stacked and packed full of interesting stuff.
Okay. Logically required to get this far into ice today. To get that small key to desert, and if there is anything right side desert, you can't skip. You cannot skip ice today. Oh, there's our red mail for Gamma.
All right. I do believe that actually might be French vanilla red mail. Alright, so we are coming up on nearing the end. It's a hook shot! Oh, let's get some!
Alright. Ice Palace is hard required. Ice Palace is hard required to at least that chest today.
Yes, absolutely. Go get yourself some bags because it's an iced tea chest that is required. Wow.
Woo!
That was a stacked ice palace. Now we have a few different options as to where we can go. We've got plenty of items in Hookshot Cave that we can go grab. We now have I was gonna say we have the big key to Ice Palace or for Ice Palace, so we can get the big chest, but totally we already got that. We have the right side of desert that opened up to us. We don't know where Swamp Palace is, but we do have the dam drained. And we have the small key for that and flippers. And Gamma doing the thing. He's going for the Hookshot Cave right away. And it gets him a big key to Skull.
As Koi finishes up his Hera run, getting his first crystal of the seed as well. We are
Only
dipped
4
into
minutes.
mire.
4 minutes and 50 seconds on the separation between those crystals. So that is not really a lot of time considering the checks that have been done on both sides. So if you're unsure, this is a tight race, folks.
Definitely. The biggest difference right now is the fact that Gamma did go into ice, but there are limited options to lead Koi astray from that for very long. Ice is a
kind of getting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go right ahead.
He is kind of getting funneled into that.
Yes.
With no gloves, no extra swords, we're running out of options. On Koi's side, at least. I say we because, yeah.
Swamp Palace in chat, dropping the most appropriate and most appreciated emote of them all, which is Juice Town.
That is a whole emote.
Yes.
Wow. Alright, Gamma able to go boil a 1-minute egg as he is moving through cutscene chest. And Koi is headed back into the Thieves. This is a good play. Like, we have everything we need for this. We're not going to be able to get something because of the no glove, right?
Right.
What aren't we going to be able to get? I'm totally not looking at a cheat sheet on my other screen.
No. I strongly support the use of cheat sheets. I do not use them nearly enough.
I think actually it just cuts out a shortcut. So it is still full clearable without the glove.
Okay, yes.
And I've got somebody in chat that's backing me up on that. So I feel extra right.
Thank you, VXR. Boots! We now have Boots entrances, and Gamma is out, outie.
We have heard of Boots with the fur, but these are Boots with the speed, and he is going to jet along here now. '16, 1645 is when he picked up Boots.
Cape inside Thieves Town over on Koi's side.
So now we can do that center door for the top.
Yes, top of Hyrule Castle, we can check that entrance, that laser entrance, which is, that's an extra opening for, potentially, leading Koi astray from, doing that Ice Palace, that Pendant Ice Palace check.
I mean, especially if that's where our swamp is hidden.
Oh, yes.
Not saying
very
that is where our swamp is hidden, but we haven't seen swamp, we haven't seen what's behind door number 3. It could be that one, yeah. Is this like the Monty Hall problem?
And on Floating Island is a small key to pod. That is our 5th pod small.
Hey, big key to desert. That's a good get. And we have the maiden leading the maiden. Don't worry, folks. We can tell which one is which because Koi has picked up the blue armor. And we found Spec Rock!
Yes! Glove, 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 glove. We have a glove in hand. That is lovely. Or on hand. Glove on hand.
Glove overhand? I don't know. How would you... I mean, on hand sounds right, but it also sounds weird at the same time.
Glove overhand, glove underhand?
Glove on hand, I guess, makes the most sense. I just feel like, you know, English is weird enough of a language that there should be, like, a specific word for that.
Enveloping?
There you go.
Oh, we are getting a... That's
Oh
my first
goodness.
time this year seeing that skip. It is very niche. It is a very, very niche skip when you find yourself locked on the hammer peg side without mitts in the Dark World, but with Moon Pearl, so that you are able to hop over that fence.
I think one of the few ways is you'd have to just have a connector that comes out of that hammer pegs, or like today, the old man saving quit. But
Yeah.
even with the connector part, you would essentially have to eliminate almost every connector out there as well.
Yes, it is very niche. It was only discovered, I think it was last tournament that skip was discovered. I do believe last tournament or the year before. It was it is still a relatively very new skip to be able to use, and I only saw it used a couple of times last year, and this is the first time this year I have seen it used, and it's a rare sight.
Indeed. What else is a rare sight is Koi getting some TR checks, which didn't turn out great.
No. What are we still in the need of now for finding?
So, we have successfully found a lot of really good progression items. Like the glove is going to help us unlock things, and it's going to help cut down Gamma's run through of this dungeon right here. But the main things is we're going to need another sword to get us a bow. If we get a fire rod, that'll unlock the Skullwood's entrance. And that would roughly get us everything we need for go mode, except for needing to know where Swamp Alice is. Now, getting everything like that, you might have some extra steps in there.
Yes.
You know, step 1, get sword. Step 2, get bow. Step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 4, profit.
No, nothing on Palace Top. We are seeing, I'd say Tharkus, you have a good guess that the going left side GT is pretty smart right about now for Gamma to progress.
Mm-hmm. And with Koi, it's just when does he complete these checks? Like when does Ice Palace finally become the thing that is enticing to him?
Yeah, a key difference between Koi and Gamma was their dungeon knowledge at the time. Is that Gamma did not know whether ice is a pendant or crystal when he went in to do a dip of ice. Koi, however, has that knowledge, and that's making it even less tempting. Any possible check he can do, he's probably going to do well before he goes into Ice Palace. I suspect that's going to be a last location.
Especially with the lack of a hook shot or gloves is gonna make him not enticed to go into, because if you have to dip pendant Ice Palace, you at least want to be able to get your money's worth. You know what I mean? He spoke into the void.
And there's
But
the other
maybe
glove.
finding a glove in Desert Big Chest would have changed things.
Okay.
Alright, that's a little crazy. Just a little. That is a vanilla glove. We have had a lot of vanilla in this match. I'm thinking this is even random.
Is it even random? I can guarantee though it is a classic Tommeltech seed.
Pine Lancer, the hook and book are, or the boots and hook are in, the boots are in Mire, the hook is in Ice Chest. Or Ice Palace.
Yeah, iced tea.
Ice Chest. Like, there's, like, in ice. It's the colder of the chests, yeah.
Yeah.
Check with a temperature gun.
The iciest chest of all the chests. Which would not actually be Ice Round Cave. Just for clarification.
Indeed, indeed. Alright, so we're gonna see some Lambo fight.
And Gamma got to see that the Smiths are in a disgusting location today.
Indeed. That's World Tour Smiths right there.
Yep. No flute to make life any easier.
Hey,
And there's
fire rod on Lambos. I was going to mention how the ice rod it's slower than the fire rod, and I've seen that mess up some runners. And it was very interesting to see that, oh, you have to actually get that fire rod from them. You can't just kill them with it.
Yeah. Getting knowledge that Bombo's tablet is just a piece of heart.
If it was a bow, I would have laughed so hard that the stream, like, I would have been kicked off the stream.
And
So, coming back through and getting the spiral cave. Didn't we already pop through here? Where did this lead us out to?
Floating island. So it will pop us up on top of the island on Death Mountain.
Okay, yes, this does give us good east start Death Mountain. Gotcha. Another TR entrance. I wonder if one of them yells really loud, can the other one hear it right now because they're both in TR? I was wondering why Koi was doing this way, and I realized he doesn't have the hook shot.
Yes, he has to take the scenic route to light those torches today.
But at least he can light them. It's a bow.
All right. Still no Eastern Big over on Koi's side, so he does not get to finish Eastern with that bow.
Was that something else that was in Ice Palace? I know there was just so much in Ice Palace that it was hard for me to remember.
My brain is doing... Yes?
I think so too. Or was
yes,
it
was.
Laserbridge?
No,
Yeah,
he already did
didn't have
Laserbridge.
anything.
Yeah, he already did Laserbridge.
Between the two of us, liberal, I'm sure we can remember like 3 things solidly.
We're just passing. We're just passing the brain cell back and forth between two of us. It's okay.
Is that why every time I think it comes with a fresh lavender scent?
Yes.
Makes sense. Alright, so we are doing this again where we are backtracking each other's steps. Oh, it's so funny, fire locked by fire. We are going to have Gamma fighting Lambo. Is it Lanmo or Lambo? Does it sound the same?
8 complex. When it comes to Crosskeys tracking of dungeon knowledge, we mark the dungeon knowledge for each runner as they get it themselves. If they haven't checked maps or if they haven't collected maps and do not have dungeon knowledge of specific dungeons, of whether they are pendants or crystals, we do not mark it because what they don't know, they can't base their decisions on. Some modes will just mark them as once one player will check their map and get all of their dungeon knowledge, then both trackers will be marked off. But where it's Crosskeys, it is it's something that each individual runner's knowledge does impact their decisions enough that we do not, we only mark per runner.
And Albus, if you're correct, that is going to be absolutely crazy. To reference what I was replying to, there's a fellow in chat named Albus who says, wasn't the big key past the Mimic clip? And that would put the big key of Eastern in pod.
Yes. Okay.
And it would make it bow locked which is just obscene at this point.
Because we still have only found one sword an hour and 32 minutes into this race. We are getting another crystal over on Gammachoo's side for Skullwoods. All Gamma needs to do now, if Gamma opens up a map check or magically finds Swamp Palace, they will have full knowledge. If they do a map check in the Dark World, or they find wherever Swamp is.
If they bump into Swamp, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
It looks like they're gonna go in here and blindly beat Cold Stare.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, this isn't a bad decision, even with it being a 50-50, just because Ice Palace has paid off so much already. Statistically speaking, Ice Palace is much friendlier, that there might be something required on Cold Stare.
Well, and you know, Cold Stare isn't that fun of a fight when you have Fighter Sword, but at least we have Fire Rod with that half magic, so it's not that bad of a play. Oh, and we forgot a chest in here, huh? Man, now we have that map to Hera. That would have made a lot of help. At some point, I'm sure. Oh, we didn't forget the chest. Yeah, you're right, Zaldor. He had no gloves. And left side desert is... Oh, Paradise. I'm doing this.
Yes.
And this is going to bring us to Cold Stare.
Yes.
Gamma sitting at over half the life you can get in the game. Half magic, which is all filled up, ready to burn.
And looks like we are going to, on Koi's side, going to be getting a catfish check. And there is our full dungeon knowledge for Gammachuu.
Indeed. And you know that desert map, the desert map that he got from that, I'm sure would have also been useful at some point.
At some point, much earlier in the seed, but our runners are both now fully aware of all of their pendants and their crystals. Gamma, I still am giving a bit of a leg up here because Gamma did the Ice Palace check, and Koi is going to be dodging that for as long as possible, it being a pendant.
I mean, unless something dramatic happens, I'm at a point where I believe this is Gamma's race to lose. With the fact that so much was behind Ice Palace, including Boots and Hookshot. Like, granted, Boots were behind Meyer, but long story shortened, they were behind Ice Palace. There's just so much time saved that comes out of that.
Yep, we are going over left side, GT on Gamma's side now, getting some nice item dense checks done. Hopefully we find that a second sword would be great.
Yes! Goodness. I mean, like, I'm all about having a fighter sword, but we've already beat 5 bosses. You were only supposed to beat 3 bosses with a fighter sword, and then it's supposed to get retired or promoted. But it has yet to happen. Well, you know, when he does find that bow, if he makes it into Crystal Roller Room, or not Crystal Roller Room, regular Roller Room, the big Roller Room.
Yes.
He'll be able to get that bow. He'll be able to get that bow, and then I was gonna say he could take it to the tablet and get the sword, but that is absolutely the opposite of what actually happens.
That was our third Meyer key over on Gamma's side, and I do believe the small key that Gamma found in the oh my goodness, the compass chest. Is that the compass chest? The firebar
room. Yeah.
Yes. I think that small key was the 6th pod small. Was it?
I believe so.
A quick Ice Armos fight, except not quick. No, I mean, using Burnistrats. Burnistrats are always good. Half magic, keeps them together. Shouldn't take long.
Yeah, he's got him really concentrated too. That was very well done for a cave fight. And there's your big key to pod too.
Yeah, that is nice to see.
And now we also pick up that 4th crystal on Koi's side. We are still left wondering, where is Swamp Palace?
Let me think of entrances that they have not checked yet. They haven't popped out of Ice Palace entrance, correct?
I believe somebody... No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
Okay.
They checked the island, but they didn't have mids, so they still don't have mids. But, well, Koi does.
Yeah.
So, Ice Palace.
Meyer area. No, Central Castle was checked, I believe, by Koi, and it was, no biggie.
Okay, well, we're also getting it right now. And it is, Meyer Shed. Which has no biggie in it.
Yes!
Very accurate. So we have back of Skull Woods. We have, Ice Palace. And then essentially everything in Meyer. But we don't have a connection to Meyer. Or,
Big
Flute.
Bomb? Oh wait, no, we came out Big Bomb.
We came out of Big Bomb.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's it, yeah. That's all that we got left.
Did we get all of the bonk rocks? I think I saw Gamma get all of the different bonk rocks. And here he comes into TR to get himself a bow.
Yeah.
I don't believe Koi has been to the back of Skull Woods. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I am getting confirmation that all bonk checks are bonked.
Thank you, Late-Bit. Oh, that was the 6th pod small over on...
Okay, yes, that makes way more sense then. Because I'm like, I thought there was one that Koi did that he didn't, but I wasn't sure which one it was. And now I absolutely... Pod is full clearable.
Yes.
Boom. Big key to GT in the Skull Woods.
Ooh. Climbers are rising up, perhaps?
And this will be our back of the Skull Woods entrance check right here. Not small, it is King's Tomb. You know, there's one that I didn't think about until just now. What is our entrance for Turtle Rock? Or, like, TR entrance?
Yes,
medallion.
I don't think either runner has checked the medallion.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, no, they have not seen the medallion for Turtle Rock, and haven't been to the Mire area yet.
Correct, because we would need a flute at this point to get us to Mire area. Because I can't think of any connectors we haven't seen. Koi going in and getting the same checks, you know, without doing, I can't say he's going to do the same checks because he doesn't have the hook shot.
No hook shot, no boots, bomb jumps only.
Well, even if he had boots, he wouldn't be able to get much further than just this.
Yeah.
And Big Chest is a small key to TR.
That is all TR smalls over on Gamma side. I think, is it all small keys so now? I think all small keys have been found. On Gamma side.
Is there only 3 Mires?
Yes.
Okay.
There are only 3 Mires to find.
Yes, then I guess that would mean we are 100%ed small keyed. I don't know why I thought there was 4 Mires. So we're still needing the Swamp Palace entrance, and we have narrowed it down. It's got to be, unless we get a flute, we can access on Koi's side TR entrance. So if it's quick, then we've got to do. I think this might be Oops All Dungeons.
There we go. Helmosaur is down over on Gamma's side. That is our 5th crystal for Gammachuu.
Oh, and it comes with a bottle to put it in. And Koi's headed over to Pod to follow suit. But, you know, that Ice Palace, that knowledge that we have compared to the knowledge that he has, is going to loom over that until he goes into it.
Yep. It seems to be remaining true that he is going to last location Ice Palace at this point. TR Big Chest just giving us a couple of bombs.
Hey, I think this will lead him, where? Oh, he hadn't done Crystal World. Okay.
Yes, Gamma hasn't grabbed the second set of gloves, giving him his mitts. Those are in Desert Palace Big Chest.
Man, this is kind of a nail biter because, you know, wherever Swamp might be, we're gonna. Okay, I like this. We're gonna get Eastern taken out off the board.
Yep.
You know, it's part of the ABCDs of running Zelda races. Always be clearing dungeons.
So this will give us 2 items, one from the big chest and one off of our most knights. Give us our 6th crystal, and we're hoping maybe like a flute, probably get us to Mire.
Or another heart.
Yeah. We still got our most knights.
We do. These streams belong to the channel, but the knights are all Armoses.
Yes. We have what else is there? There's with the mitts can lead us down Smith chain, which is a disgusting chain when you don't have a flute.
Absolutely. So, you know, completely purple chest confirmed. The mitts would also be the thing that unlocks that TR entrance.
Yeah, we're looking towards a bit of a climber situation coming up here soon. 6th crystal on Gamma's side. Where is Swamp, and how do we get to it?
Man. So at this point, do we go back into Mire? Do we even have anything that we can get in Mire that we didn't already get? And then at what point do you say, hey, I'm gonna have to go in and beat TR? And Gamma's getting them mitts.
There we go. And that is Helmasaur down on Koi's side. That is 5 crystals for Koi. Probably leading him now into Eastern as well.
Very accurate.
Yep. And that is bottle percent for Gammachuu.
I'm sorry, Gammachuu has key percent. That's phenomenal to me.
Yes. So, Gamma found Hotel Mario first, full bottles, and full keys.
And as soon as he finds Swamp, he'll probably have full crystals. With the mitts, we can now check Ice Palace entrance.
If this gives us Swamp, it doesn't.
It gives us a fairy. Oh.
That would have been the easy out, and unfortunately, it's not gonna be that easy today.
I thought I was gonna get to see my kids graduate college. Nope. I'll be here commentating this race.
There is no second sword.
There is
we
no
have-
cow level. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off on that one. Liberal,
Oh, no
internet
worries.
lore popped in my brain.
But we are going to do the world tour with the Smith, because what else is there to do at this point?
Swamp Palace, it was not on Ether Tablet. It's actually in Big Roller Room. Ether Tablet does have our second bow, but we still can't activate it because we have no sword. Well, we have a sword, but we don't have, like, the sword. Oh, we fitting to find out. Ether! Oh! Yeah, I know. If it was Quake, at least we could get, be like, oh, okay, it's sword locked.
No, not Quake. Oh wait, Quake is
No, if it was Quake, then we would say we would know that it was sword locked. But with Ether, Ether could be anywhere.
Oh,
yeah,
Quake
sorry.
is Ped.
Quake
Yep.
would be pendant locked, yeah.
And we don't have Big Key to Mire. Oh my goodness. Now, we do get to see Koi finally into Ice Palace, which will get him what he so desires, but it's not gonna be the end-all be-all for him, unfortunately. Powder!
Oh,
Do you want to do a fetch quest?
Isn't this
doing
fetch quest?
quests.
Isn't this fetch quest a castle climb?
We're in it,
believe
climbers.
I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, early in this game, there was a time where I said, oh, if we're going to do Magic Bat, we're going to need to beat Naga.
But we're climbing. We are climbing.
Oh, Blibroll, we might get your favorite here. We might get a double climb.
Oh, that would be nice. The children yearn for the climb.
All right, so we've got climb going on one side. We've got the look of coming out of Koi every time he opens the chest in Ice Palace.
Yeah, if our runners were hoping for a speed seed this evening, they are sadly disappointed on that. We are approaching the 2-hour mark here, still with no sign of Mire Area, no sign of Swamp Palace for our runners today.
But we do see a good sign of having to beat some Lambos.
Oh, perfect cycle.
Very
on
different
that.
fight when we have the fire around. Takes just enough magic with him to get him on his way. Great clear. You know, for those being late game bad guys, I'm surprised they're killable in one slice of the fire sword. And ready for a cold stare fight?
There's our last GT
That-
Small, and there's the
Second
sword.
sword. Oh. Climb was worth it.
Now we can get our silvers.
I highly doubt that's getting done today. I mean, I will gladly hold out hope. But I don't think it's happening today.
Hey, there's no guarantee they can do silverless Ganon.
I mean, if we don't find another sword, it might be faster to go get that tablet and then fight Ganon. Interesting use of cape. I've never really thought about using it like that, where he would let people shoot through him and then hit as he went through. That was a very tight Gamma fight, or Gammachuu fight. Oh, he is checking out this. Oh, Ganon. The cannon drop is $20 in a cannon fight. Or a Gammachuu fight.
Alright. Double climb. Let's do the double climb.
The double double, the double double. Watch, it gives us mushroom. It's a reverse check.
Yeah, we're getting a over 2-hour catfish check over on Gamma side. We've seen this earlier from Koi, and it is nothing special.
It is in fact 3 bombs. See, I can't remember, did we do this check or that check, but somehow I remember the catfish gives us 3 bombs. And Koi is still lugging his frog friend around. He's going to be taking him home the hard, long way. Or maybe not at all. Coming out of the Fleet 5 warp zone, we're heading into this entrance, and that's going to take us to probably beating TR.
Yeah, we are going to kill a Trinex.
This does not count as a climb.
It does not count as a climb. Hoping to avoid the climb because Flute would likely solve the problem here. That's the dream on Gamma's side.
That is more than likely. Like statistically, I think if we had Flute, that gives us 3 entrances. Whereas if it gives us Ether, that gives us 1 entrance. So statistically, I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Koi here to check the Ice Palace entrance.
Just a fairy.
Oh, there's a mushroom.
Fetch quest.
Double fetch quest, because we also get that green pendant.
Yep. So, we're going to be turning in a mushroom, we're going to be checking that green pendant. Anything to avoid doing that Aga 1 climb.
Koi has picked up the purple chest.
And watching on Koi's side, reminding us that Koi does not have the boots because he did not go into Mire for it. There's a flute
That
on purple
was a-
chest.
Wow. But heads up play coming out of Gamma, where the entrance he went through took him out and dropped him at Witch's Hut.
Ooh.
And now he's able to pop back in and get that boomerang.
Not what he wanted. I think we just saw the big flip in this match because we are about to activate that flute. All stand for the Hyrule National Anthem. And we are getting the purple chest over on Gamma's side very quickly as well, so that is going to tighten this up, but I don't think it'll be enough.
I was gonna say, I don't think this is the big flip you think it's gonna be. Just the time loss from the boot, never having the boots. It's all coming up, Gamma. There's that $20 Saha owed me.
No Swamp Palace yet.
And it's
Ether
double Ether.
Ooh.
So I will. There's Swamp.
Oh. Okay. Let's see how these boots play through. Because it is just a go mode dungeon for both of our runners.
Oh my goodness, you're absolutely right. Koi still needs a sword.
Oh, he does. Okay. This is Gamma then. Unless a sword pops up
Unless he
immediately.
finds a sword along the route.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going straight to the back, but he's probably gonna double dip.
Yeah, I wouldn't do left side swamp unless I didn't find a sword along the route here.
Yep. Yeah, he'll probably do a full clear after he completes after he beats the dungeon, unless there's a sword.
There's the sword. There's the twin swords.
No, Gamma! Gamma, Gamma's going to get silvers. Gamma's getting silvers. Gamma, what do you? Gamma.
I mean, it's not a terrible play. I mean, at 2 hours and 7 minutes, you have one dungeon left. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
man.
think I can sign off on it. Ganon is located at the well in the village of Kakariko.
Yep, it's yeah, the unfortunately for Gamma, those boots will not make up the time he just spent getting those silvers. I don't think those silvers are going to make that much of a difference to the Ganon fight. I really think that Koi has this locked in now.
Yeah, there's only a couple of things that's really going to help Gamma through this, and that's the fact that he's not going to open up any chests, and that's going to also eliminate him getting the better swords, because he's not going to want to open things.
No, he's so full go mode.
So not only did the boots or the tablet slow him down, not having a sword actually helped Koi get a little even further ahead, because he now has the tempered.
Yes.
Wow. You know, when you said that flute might have been the reversal of Blib, I did not believe it. Can I call you Blib?
Yes, go right ahead.
Blib, I did not believe it. I thought, I don't know, I think Koi's in too deep. But by golly, not having to run through mire, not running through Turtle Rock.
Oh my goodness.
Saved so much time for him. It was all a matter of getting that Swamp Palace first.
So, Gamma did get both of those swords.
Okay. It's crazy because he skipped that front entrance chest as well.
Yep.
But I still think we might be safe to say here, unless we have a bit of a rough and tumble down a flight of floors.
Yep. Yeah, a Ganon fall is not unheard of. It's unlikely, but from the looks of it, Koi has got this under control as long as Ganon cooperates with his teleporting. And there is a 7th crystal on Gammachoo's side as Koi is finishing up Ganon with just possibly one more hit.
And there we go. Now all he has to do is cross this 3x1 bridge.
That was so close.
That was a nail biter. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Potentially the comeback of the season.
And with a time of 2:11:29, we have Koi snaking out a victory against Gammachuu, who Gammachuu will still have this opportunity. Koi is in absolute utter disbelief. Just to let you know, those who can't see the camera.
Yeah.
But Gammachuu will have the opportunity to be in the playoff race, or the, as I like to call it, Battle of Thunder.
We are joined here now by Koi. Jeez, that was the comeback of the century. It was you made the right choice by doing that purple chest, because it got you in there. It got you in there, and it was not your game leading up to that last couple of minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. Gamma has had boots for an hour.
I want boots. Where are the boots?
They were in Mire.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I only just got the heckin' hook shot, you know. I was on my way to Meyer, turning in the purple chest. Like that's what I was gonna do. Just turn on the purple chest real quick, and then go to Meyer and look for a sword or something.
No, it was just luck of the draw when it came to the fetch quest, because there was a lot of fetch quests done in this seed. There was a mushroom was found. The climb, Gamma did the climb. Gamma did GT climb. Gamma cleared ice. Gamma cleared Turtle Rock.
I guess the Meyer big was, or sorry, the GT big was behind going to Meyer too. Because I didn't have that either.
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe it was, yes.
So Meyer's just a big like pitfall then.
It felt like the right thing to do. It looked like it was the right thing to do until you found that purple chest, and it occurred to us that like TR and Meyer were completely irrelevant. We are also now joined by Gammachuu. Good game to both of y'all.
GG's.
I don't know how I won, man. I shouldn't win. Like, you're way better than me.
I wouldn't sell yourself short. I don't feel like I played this one good at all to begin with.
Apparently the trap was going to ice too early and getting the hook shot, which then took you to Meyer, which I never went to. I did ice like super late.
Really? I felt like I did that late because I don't.
I was looking for a sword and a hook shot the very first time I went to ice, and I just full cleared it.
Yeah, you didn't. With ice, Gamma, you didn't have crystal pendant knowledge when you went in there. Koi had full dungeon knowledge well before you did. He did a map check. He had more maps than you had, and was able to get full knowledge through a map
Yeah, that was
check.
funny. I had like every map except for the red crystals, and then I found the bomb shop.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 on the two pendants and the red crystals.
Yeah. I don't feel that would have done anything differently for me though, knowing the independent information. I think I would, even if I knew ice for the pendant or not, I still would have cleared it. The flute being where it was felt so awful.
Oh yeah, that's really gross.
I got to miss what felt fairly late. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt so awful about this whole seed. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel very good about much of it. The boots, I thought you would have gone into Meyer early on.
No, you need the hook shot.
Worry. Yeah,
I never got it.
You went to do Smith's Chain over Meyer?
No, I was doing. Well, I only had one entrance left at the Ice Palace entrance, so after I finished Ice Palace and got my hookshot, I figured I would do like Hookshot Cave on the way to turning into Smith, and then swim over and check that entrance in case it happened to be swamp, and I do left side swamp without the hookshot then. And it was nothing, so I figured, okay, well, I'll just turn in the purple chest on my way to Mire. Like, I was going to Mire, very next thing, but purple chest is right next to it, so I did that first.
Right. Where was that desert big key? Because I thought the first glove had to be behind the boots. But I don't remember where that desert big key was. Because the other glove was right there, which was my mitts. So I assume the glove in desert was your first glove.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I knew the other glove was in Spec Rock Cave, so as soon as I had the first glove, I went looking for it. And I ended up going out the laser eye entrance of Turtle Rock to get on Dark Death Mountain and hop down and found the mitts there.
Dark Death Mountain, is that where oh yes. Oh gosh. Right. That was another way you could get there. I did not, yeah. When I found Laser Bridge, I did not have Samaria. So I had no way of getting over there to the left connector.
Oh, I didn't do it when I found Laser Bridge. I did it way later.
Later.
Yeah, I ended up coming from the big chest entrance.
When I went into Ice, all I had left at that point, I didn't have much. I told myself, well, before I go do the TR connector, because I was eyeing that, I'm going to go touch Ice. And then I got the hook shot that pushed me, in a very different path.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hookshot cave and then Mire. And
yeah,
then
if I had the hookshot earlier, like doing Mire would have been a lot sooner as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very fun seed to watch you guys run. And it was not a guaranteed win at all. We felt that Gamma was in the lead for the majority of the race.
Yeah, it's probably pretty starking to see one person do dash, 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 and I'm just walking along. Here we go.
It felt like this seed was brought to you by M. Night Shyamalan, because it seemed like every time that Gamma would walk past something and you would collect it, it would be a thing. And then Gamma would go into a dungeon and get, like, you walked past, Koi walked past GT without getting the first 2 checks. And that's where the mirror was. And so it was like, oh, is this going to be the thing that puts Gamma
so
into the lead?
What had happened was I walked into that entrance at the beginning of the game, right? And I left too quickly. Like, my hands are faster than my brain. And I figured, well, I can walk in and do it, but because Sanctuary is at the Uncle Drop, I'm probably going to come back this way again later. What's the chances there's something important in those 2 checks?
To be fair, also, it took you so long to save and quit and come out of Old Man. And it was like...
out of the Mount Cave, yeah.
The Pearl was right there out at doing the well drop, magic bat drop into the well. But, like, that was a nasty way to find the Pearl, by the way. Having to find the Old Man save and quit, come out of that, and then go up and mirror it so that you can get into the well through magic bat.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit hilarious. I didn't feel too bad when I found it. I felt like I'd done a lot of things. It's just a slog. It just felt like a slog after trying to, going around the loop and not really finding much. But yeah, I didn't think you could skip Mire too. The boots. I thought that was something that had to be done. But I felt like I got my money's worth for those boots because I felt like I had them for a fairly long time.
Yeah.
Oh
no,
yeah,
the seed was real gross. Like, just I had no movement the whole seed, and like for like 90% of it, it's like, okay, I want to go to the Dark World. So which super long connector are we gonna walk to? I did Super Bunny like 3 or 4 times. It was ridiculous.
Super Bunny, where did that lead you to?
To Village Rockhouse.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that how you were going to Village?
Yeah.
Okay.
How else would I get there?
I was using the Old Man save and quit.
I didn't have mitts.
I didn't. I cut the bush and used a hook shot clip.
I don't have a hook shot. Damn it!
Oh right. You didn't have hook shot. Yeah. Gosh,
that's a neat little tech though. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, but this suit just felt bad. I was at one point I was really hoping. I just hope at this point it's just Magic Bat, because all I had left at that point was GT Big Chest, and that's it. Big Chest and Magic Bat. But I also didn't feel too bad. I'm like, oh gosh, this mist turning sucks. Koi might not do that at all.
I hate doing Smiths without the flute. It's the worst. But I was able to like make it a little more efficient. Like we did Hookshot Cave on the way, and then I was doing it on the way to Mire. Yeah, and with the mountain saving quit being where it was, like re-grabbing the purple chest was a lot more efficient than it normally is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was a gross seed. Big thank you to our re-streamer Towel Talk for rolling that disgusting seed. But it was very fun to watch. If you're one that likes to rewatch your own matches for any reason, this would be one I think you'd enjoy watching.
Only when I win.
Fair.
Yeah, I think I'll dodge this one.
It feels bad to watch yourself making mistakes, and you're like, "Why are you doing that, you fool?"
Yeah, but I mean, that's how it goes. So yeah, I'm still not out of it. So at least I still had that play-in race to.
Oh yeah, you're gonna crush the play-in race.
So I'm hoping I'm able to make it. You, on the other hand, Koi, you get to sit back and relax.
I know. I'm not going to play Crosskeys for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll probably play one tomorrow, but I don't have to waste it.
Practice. Everybody, that's the way it should be viewed. Anybody who's automatically made it into brackets, that they're not going to be practiced. So anybody who gets in through the play-in race.
Well, you know, the two schools of thought, it's either that or, oh, if I practice too much, I'll get seed bleed, and I'll be like, oh, I already checked this or checked that.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh, this was phenomenal. I apologize on behalf of the seed, on behalf of RNG for the nightmare of which this was, but GG's to both of you. It is not the end for either of you, and looking forward to the play-in match for you, Gammachuu.
Yeah, I'm sure that one will be a fun one. GG's again, Koi, and thanks all for doing the commentary and putting up the restream. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you both for giving us great entertainment. I'd also like to say that if at any point you guys were like, man, I wish I could see this guy more often, you can go ahead and follow these runners on Twitch. And if you're like, man, I wish I could be part of this whole thing, feel free to join the Discord where you can find ways to volunteer and maybe one day be part of the tracking community or the commentating or potentially the restreaming. And you get to do things like saying good game to Gammachuu and good game to Koi. And other than that, I think we're ready to say, Liberal, you are the greatest co-commentator I've had all day. And hand this back over to Tomalak.
Hello.
Hi, Talk. Thank you.
I totally missed a T in there, didn't I?
You did. It's okay. Well, thank you to our runners who have already taken off. Thank you to both of you for coming, to Late Bit for helping me track, for chat coming out. I'm going to send us over the honors and get us out of here.